Welcome to Great GREYS, your one-stop shop to finding winners from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Australia's premier greyhound form students, including Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Joe Lanuti from Greyhounds HQ, Neil Brown previewing the Sandown action, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, and Simon Orchard with the latest in New South Wales chasing.
Good morning and welcome along to Great GREYS on this Thursday, the 16th of November 2023. David Shortte with you. Hope you're having a ripper start to your Thursday. Lots to get into over the next hour. We'll be talking all things greyhound racing, catching up with Harry Buchanan, Jaycin Campbell. Neil Brown will join us to have a look at the latest in Victoria. Sean Matheson in South Australia. Simon Orchard, of course, covering all the action in New South Wales. And we'll finish it off with a chat to the Shane Train, having a look at Mandurah Thursday and Friday, Cannington Saturday and his kennel mail. But let's get straight into it. Harry Buchanan joining us to face up to the new knacker today. Hello there, Harry. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. Good to be with you this morning, mate.
Nice to be with you. Plenty to look forward to. We're a week into having Mandurah back on a Thursday, Friday night, also other meetings, and so far so good. I've been delighted with what we've seen at the new circuit there at Mandurah. The facilities are tremendous, come up great on Sky Racing, and the dogs seem to be handling it really well. We've got two tremendous cards to look forward to from Mandurah, both tonight as well as tomorrow night. Of course, Mandurah Cup heats, and we see some of WA's best sprinters strutting their stuff on Friday night. It's a cracking card.
Yeah, we've got a good card tonight, Shorty, but tomorrow is just a fraction better. As you said, 4 heats of the Mandurah Cup. And the best of the best are going around in WA. There's not really anybody missing apart from Elite Machine. It's going to be tricky. As you've just mentioned, we're only a week back into Mandurah. A lot of these dogs, whether they've trialled or not, we don't really know, but that corner start, and we can already see that dogs do need to look at the track. It's going to be a bit of an assignment to dissect these 4 heats. The first heat has got Nangar Bubble sitting up in box 1, and she's the sort of dog that off that corner start just goes straight to the front. You got Solidified and Fire Clouds resuming back from a spell, flying Frida over to the next heat. A dog like Kenya Mee was very good last week, first up, and she looks suited to the track. I think there might be an upset in that second heat. Electrified lines up in the next heat with Hinto, a little bit twisted, lands his box. And speaking of landing a box, race 7. I don't know what you're going to do this week, great man. He's over 488, King Tommy. Are you seeing a continuance of the winning picket fence?
Harry, you don't know what I'm going to do this week. Cut it out. You know, the king gets...
Throw it out.
Yeah, no, look, I will say Crumble Manelli has had the benefit of a run and comes up with box number 1 here. Could find itself on the arm really carving out some fractions, but gee, I love the way King Tommy's going.
It's a very big ask. It's like, I know he's a great dog. He really is, but 488, box 8, corner start. Very good dogs on the arm. Crumble, Carla Cat up. I mean, goodness me, it's a big ass, great man. We're going to test your loyalty this Friday.
Yeah, well, I can tell you right now, I'm as loyal as they come, and I'm sitting right next to him. He's got the crown. He's there on the throne. I'm right next to him, just waiting for him to yell out the orders. Don't worry about that. So I'll be with the king again. He's airborne. He just finds ways to win. He's a very special canine, and he'll be very hard to beat. Well, what I do like is we've seen at this track, certainly over the wider boxes, over all distances, the dogs can really swoop into it. We've actually seen a couple of David Hobby's dogs draw box 7 over the first few meetings, and they have just swept into it and literally just almost the old slingshot style, just swooped across the face of the field and gone on with it. King Tommy won't be doing that early, but as long as he just holds his line and stays out of trouble, he's the sort of dog that could absolutely swoop into that race and be very strong to the line. So that'll be a highlight. But yeah, can't wait. Magnificent heats of the Mandurah Cup on Friday night, and that'll be tremendous. Before that, though, we need to build a bank for the weekend upcoming. We'll rip into this program tonight at Mandurah. We have again got 12 races. It's been popular. The industry clearly looking for a bit of a change for a lot of their dogs that have only been racing at Cannington and Northam, and it's been tremendous to see the numbers that have been nominating for these meetings at Mandurah since it all opened up there last week, Harry.
Yeah, absolutely, Shorty. Full fields, reserves. It's absolutely superb. It's a fast dog's track. We can already see that tonight. We're going to stick with a couple who have seen the track. It is important. We were on a couple of short ones early in the week. They just lost the first turn. Dogs like Kiss Me Augie from the east, they just lost their way. So I'm going to stick with a few who have been around the circuit already, and I'm going to kick it off in race 5. I think she'll be a price here, Escapologist. The win last week over 300 was enormous. 17:33. We're still getting a handle on the times, but she's just swept around the field after walking out of the boxes. Look, this is harder, and she does step up to 400 metres, but she can handle it. She was a winner over the old circuit over the 405, and I just think at the each-way quote here, which I think she will be, she's going to run a race. There's a lot of front runners in this field that really need to get on the arm to do their best, and she's not one of them. So with that experience on the track, we're going to kick it off with her on the each-way basis. Over to race 7, Rocky Balboa missed the start. His first look at Mandurah the other night. I'll be surprised if he misses it again. He rarely misses it twice in a row. And as I said, he's had his look there behind Kangaroo Fine. He'll come out running tonight, and if he finds the top, gets around that first corner. And the key here with this dog, he went over the 400 the other night. He steps back to the 300 here. That short run that we've seen there at Mandurah to the first turn suits a dog that can spear out like Rocky Balboa. And if he leads tonight, he won't be for catching. And then go down to the race 11 here. Another dog who's stepping back in trip, Pumping Gas. He went over the 488 the other evening. He was outclassed behind Sunset Mirage. As I said, fast dogs, they just get away, and Sunset Mirage is one of those. This dog's better suited to 400 metres. If he can stay close tonight, he's had that look. He'll be coming home very, very hard up that straight. There's a 3 tonight, Shorty. Race 5, number 7. Race 7, number 4. And race 11, number 8 at Mandurah this evening.
Very nice. Race 5, number 7, Escapologist. Race 7, number 4, Rocky Balboa. And race 11, number 8, Pumping Gas to get the job done for us tonight there at Mandurah. We've also got an interesting program this evening there at Sandown. Of course, all eyes will be at Sandown on Saturday night. We've got a massive quaddie carryover there for the punters, 25,000 for races 5 through to 8. The shootout, which of course legendary, right back to the first ever running of the shootout. A great call from Ronnie Hawkswell. Bang, they're off in the shootout, and it was the West Aussie Reggie Mite that got the job done in the first ever shootout many, many years ago now. But of course, this is a race that always draws enormous interest. Just the 4 runners, Big Energy off box 1, $3.10. Alpha Zulu in 3, $2.60. Hector Fawley in box number 5. Fresh off a magnificent performance taking out the Hume Cup there at Group 1 level last start. And Transponder, who was also superb, taking out the Top Gun. They are absolute stars, the 4 going around here in the shootout on Saturday night. Should be a cracking race, H.
Yeah, it's a fast dogs race, Shorty, as we see every year. And as you've just mentioned, there are 4 fast ones going around here. The former WA dog, Big Energy in box 1. He's going to go hard to the first turn with Alpha Zulu, and you'll have Transponder pushing up out wide. He's coming off his Top Gun win. And then we've got the pipe smoker, Hector Fawley. As you know, I'm a huge, huge fan of 600 back to 500 metre dogs. I think it's a method that works very, very well, especially in small fields and especially with strong dogs. And that's what Hector Fawley is. He can run time, this dog. He's the last dog any of these want on their tail. And look, they're all very quick and they can all run time. Alpha Zulu, he's a low 29 dog. They all are, to be fair. But look, if he's close and if these two are cutting each other, the one and the 3 up front, he's just going to be steaming home over the top of these. At 440, I'd be quite happy to play him. Just to see if we can get over them late. It's a good night on Saturday night, Shorty. A couple of preludes to the Melbourne Cup as well, building up into the next few weeks into that series. Tonight, though, we've got to find a couple before we get to the weekend. Race 4, number 7, Zohar Bale. Well, he's out to $1.55 now. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I told the boys this morning when he was $1.45 that he probably should have been $1.04. This will be swift and brutal. But it just has to be. I just don't know how these dogs can stop him. This is a free-for-all stayer, one of the best, and he's in a 4th and 5th mixed. 2 from 2, track and trip, small field, 5 opponents. I just don't know how they stop him. Exploded is very good. He's promising, but he's not seasoned like Zohar Bale. I think he only beats himself here, and we'll kick it off with him at the short quote. Down to race 8, number 3, Mapunga Smoky. really wish he had a drawn inside the Dundee dog in box 2 here. That would have had me declaring him. In saying that, I still think he can come from behind and run Dundee Smoky down. If he does lead, Max Damage also goes forward. He just has to push up, sit behind those. He'll be very strong on the run home. His effort last week behind Yarchi Bale was superb. He had no luck, and he was closest on the line, running fourth. We'll finish it off race 9 now. A couple of these ethanol dogs, Shorty, they're stepping up to this 600 series tonight.
Perfect.
Ethanol Volume is one of them, Ethanol Volume. Now, the other bloke, Ethanol Water, I think, the dog that we've been following, he's in race 5. I've chucked him in the blog. This dog here in race 9, Ethanol Volume, I think he's got a bigger finish than the other bloke, because he actually did take ground off that dog over the 500 the other week. And then last week, behind Soda Frank, goodness me, he's come from a minute back. I know he got beaten, 3.5 lengths and the time was steady, but they're going to develop into very good middle distance dogs. We're going to see what they're made of tonight over this trip, as a couple of them are stepping up. And Ethanol Volume, who I do think at this stage is the best of the litter, will be our each way play in race 9. So it'll be race 4, number 6, Zohar Bale, race 8, number 3, Mapunga Smoky, and race 9, number 4, Ethanol Volume.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled, punters, on this litter. They, by Droopy, Sydney, Adamite, Ethanol, and everything we've seen from them to this point, they're really lightly raced. Nearly all of them have had less than 10 starts, but the recurring theme with all of them is that they get back, but they chase like absolute nutbags and they steam to the line. So watch for them to step out over a longer distance over the upcoming weeks. Pop them into your black book, and I think there's some bucks to be made out of these ethanol greyhounds over the next 4 to 8 weeks. While they're lowly assessed in grade, they are going to come up into some races that are very winnable for them, and they give all indications that at this stage they're going to be a litter that really do eat up the extra ground. So looking forward to seeing them go around and develop over the next little bit, that is for sure and certain. It's tremendous catching up with you as always on this Thursday morning here on Great Greys. Look forward to teaming up with you again tomorrow. Of course, we have got the mail collection, and anybody that missed yesterday's Coast to Coast edition, we have got a wonderful new addition to our team each and every Wednesday and Friday. In Ethan Christian, who our listeners would have heard with us here on TAB Radio on Great Greys going back 3 and 4 weeks ago while Neil Brown was on break. Ethan joined us, has a great Twitter service that is free for all of his followers at Ethan's Greys. And he will join us each and every week to have an in-depth look at all of the action across there from the Big V. Of course, this time of year with the Melbourne Cup just around the corner, the Phoenix isn't too far away. This Saturday night's program there with the shootout and the likes, great to have him on board. A very, very learned young man and a great addition to the team, H.
Yeah, absolutely, Shorty. And he started with a bang last night, getting the maiden home there in race number 2. So he's a good judge, Ethan, and he went really well yesterday. And looking forward to him chiming in with us on the mail collection to have a look at all these features coming up in Victoria at the Meadows and Sandown. He does a really good job, and the punters were really happy with his efforts last night. So looking forward to that tomorrow afternoon. Great, man.
Big time, and if you have yet to listen into the mail collection on a Friday, you're missing out. If you don't have the time to do the form, we do it for you. We go through the key flux for a Friday night meeting at Mandurah, go across the panel for best bets, Mandurah Friday, Cannington Saturday night, look at the Meadows on Saturday night, Wentworth Park Saturday night program, the very best for the weekend, best roughies, best quaddies, best novelty plays, and the very best of the weekend, as well as the kennel mail. That's each and every Friday afternoon. The mail collection drops from 4:30. It's a free podcast. All you need to do is, of course, follow us on Twitter or X, either at the Greyhound Inside, at the Dogs WA, at Tab Touch, at Tab Radio, at Shorty. It goes across all of those channels, or indeed just head to Spotify for all of the latest each and every Friday afternoon. Harry, great to have your company, mate. Good luck tonight. Go and fill those boots.
Talk tomorrow, mate. Thank you.
There we have it. Harry Buchanan with us here on Great Greys on this Thursday morning, where it's now 16 minutes after 10. You'll hear Harry tomorrow morning with the boys on the Sports Daily from just after 6:30. And then, of course, as we've touched on there, on the mail collection on Friday afternoon. There's been plenty going on, of course, over on the East Coast, up there in Queensland. Chasing continues to be at a top level, and Jaycin Campbell about to join us now to have a look at the program tonight at Albion Park. He's also covering all aspects of the globe here here in Australia, right up there in Queensland, and he's heading right down to the Apple Isle to find us tonight as well down there. A few at the Hobart program. Let's welcome him in on this Thursday morning. Hello, JC.
Hey, Shorty, how you going, mate?
Going really well, thank you. How about your good self? How's it all travelling in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, can't complain, mate. Stretching far and wide tonight, so hopefully we can find a winner for the punters.
Most definitely. Quite a good program, actually, tonight there at Albion Park. We've got a bumper 12 race program and there's some pretty nice dogs on the card. Talk us through your best bets.
Yeah, it's Rising Star night there. There's a final. I think that is race 8. And there's also 3 really good 600-metre heats, 5th grade heats. So I'm going to kick off in race 2, the Masters race here. It's only $1.30 Springtime Rose, but it's a banker bet for all multis. Shots back to Masters Company last week. She burst the lights of Blue Hornet in a free-for-all 600-metre race. She only finished a length and a half off him, running 34.93, which is a really quick gallop. Start before, she won by 8 lengths out of this box at Ipswich in Masters grade. Obviously now has to do it at Albion Park, but I can see no reason why she won't do it again. So race 2, number 1, Springtime Rose, banker for all multis.
All righty, kicking it off, race 2, number 1, Springtime Rose. Are the next of the plays?
Race 5, number 1 for me, Lederhosen Boy. He steps up to the 600 metres since arriving to Brisbane. He hasn't raced at this distance, but over in Victoria, I feel like his best runs are at this distance. He has a few good times around that 34.50 mark at the Meadows and 34.40 mark at Sandown. He's a multiple winner over 600 metres in Victoria. He's been running home around 12.65 to 12.70 over the 5.20. So that's got to be good enough to, well, firstly, see out the 600 and be very competitive in a race like this. He has good box 1 statistics, and I like to see a bit of money for him early because I think this is a very winnable race. And as long as he can posse up close enough, he should be strong enough in the finish. Race 5, number 1, Lederhosen Boy.
All righty, race 5, number 1, Lederhosen Boy, the former Victorian chaser. On to race number 7. Yeah,
race dictated by both inside and outside boxes here. I'm against the 2 dogs drawn low. They both want to be, or they both want to get off the track. And I just think, especially for Scarlatti, first time at the distance, I think he might sort of, sorry, she's a bitch. She might, I guess, be a bit, I wouldn't say frightened, but let's just say Ben start 600, not ideal, especially running off the track. So I think she might cause herself a bit of bother. Happy to play Tagovailoa here, Kennel Mates to Scarlatti. Box 6 is very suitable. Box 8, sorry, is very suitable for him. He's had 4 starts for 1 win and multiple placings. He has been heavily supported, $7 and the $4. I think he will really relish getting that 600 metres now. And just a bit dirty myself, I missed the early price because he looked a good bet at $7. I think $4 is there's still enough meat in the bone. So race 7, number 8, Tagovailoa.
All righty, race 7, the Floss, Tagovailoa, and rounding it out in race 9 with your best of the night.
Yeah, I thought Tom All-Case was the best of the night and the best date. He's just been subject to a bit of all-natural, really. He's bumped into him in his last 3 starts. He's finished second to him in his past 2 starts. Gets in the box 1 here, has decent box 1 statistics, maps to lead this field, and from there, I think the only dog capable of running him down is Blue Hornet, but back to 520 now, drawn box 8. Just not sure where he gets to from a map perspective. Happy to play Tom All-Case considering he's going to be out of trouble and will lead this race for a very long way. Race 9, number 1, Tom All-Case.
Okay, so in recap tonight there at Albion Park, race 2, number 1, Springtime Rose, race 5, number 1, Lederhosen Boy, race 7, number 8, Tagovailoa, and race 9, number 1, the best of them, Tomahawk Hayes. Let's get down to Tassie and have a look at this program in Hobart tonight.
Yep, starting off race 3, number 8, Elsa Baloney. She steps back from the 5.99 where she was a very good winner, won by 3.5 lengths, beating Jackpot Jenner home. Prior to this, she had sound form over the shorter distances, but had bumped into dogs such as Fast Minardi and Browsing About, who go very well down there. I just think the favourite here, Suntory Grace, is a bit of a non-winner. She's had 21 starts for 2 wins and 11 placings, 9 of them being second-place effort shorties. So if that doesn't ring alarm bells, I don't know what does. And couple that in with a couple of just throughout her whole career, she's been able to really sizzle in that first sectional, but just the overall times, without any excuses whatsoever, seem to go all over the place. So I think she has a mind of her own, Shorty. I think Elsa Baloney can steer clear of that and hopefully sweep down the outside and prove too strong in the concluding.
It sounds like a pretty logical play. Might be a nice sort of novelty style of play with Suntory Grace, the 8 there, Elsa Baloney, but a nice bet there. And given the place record of Suntory Grace off the inside, might be one you want to throw in there. They should be filling a couple of the top 3 placings, you'd suggest. On to race number 5?
Yeah, race 5 here for me, Facade. I just think a bit similar to that earlier race. I'm just not too sure how, I guess, genuine the favourite here is Benjamin Can. He's had 19 starts with 4 wins and a handful of placings. 3 starts ago, ran 25.81 out of box 4, being home power band by 3 lengths, which is a very, very, very strong form reference. But since then, he's been a beaten favourite on 2 occasions, and I just could not find an excuse for him in either of those runs. He's just very enigmatic for me, and $1.90 just seems really short. Couple that in with Finlock Cash, just failing to stretch out last start at Launceston. I've sort of gone looking for value. They've come for Facade early, 6s in the 440. Has been running in good order, this bitch. She's really trying her guts out. She doesn't have the ability of those 2 dogs, but I know what I'm going to get, and I'm happy to play at the price. So race 5 Facade.
Yeah, pretty versatile type too. Facade been racing anywhere from 340 up to 515 metres, and no problem at all with the 461 here. Was a winner over the 515 at Launceston only a few starts ago. The 30 plays tonight there at Hobart, Jace?
Yeah, best of the night for me at Hobart. Race 8, number 5 at Ducati Roy brings in a brilliant strike race here. 17 starts for 12 wins and 4 placings. The only time he failed to fill a drum was in a Group 3 Warragul Cup where he run 6-2 Professor Snitch, only beaten 2.2 lengths. So he wasn't beaten a long way there, Shorty. So he could have easily be placed in every single one of his starts to date. He's won his last 3 at Launceston. He hasn't really... last start he was a little bit flat, but I just think getting back to a one-turn track at Hobart will do him the world of good. Has beaten Browse in about on multiple occasions, and that dog goes as fast as any dog down there currently, and has run, obviously, second to Alpha Zulu, which really sticks off the page considering he was going around the other night in Group 1 company as one of the favourite runners. So I think Ducati Roy can continue his winning streak and make it 4 in a row.
Like it. So in recap, Hobart tonight, race 3, number 8, Elsa Baloney, race 5, number 5, Facade, race 8, number 5, Ducati Roy. Looks like a nice set for us this evening down there in Tassie. And, of course, they're having a pretty good run at the moment with their dogs that have been heading to the mainland, the Tasmanians. So they've got some nice dogs heading around there down in Tasmania at the moment. Great to see them heading to Victoria in particular in recent times with some of their middle distance dogs and sprinters and having some good success. Jace, appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Have a wonderful weekend. Good luck nailing plenty of winners.
Thank you, Shorty.
There we have Jaycin Campbell with us this morning here on TAB Raiders. Now, 24 minutes after 10 o'clock, we have got our first race for broadcast from Pakenham coming up in just under 5 minutes. Having a look at the fixed odds market here with Tab Touch. Big Jimmer, 320, as big as 380, back into 320 at the head of the market. The top weight here, Bing's Dream's been very popular. 10 out to 11, now into $4.60, so it's been a good move. Number 7B, Still the Earth, has gone the other way. It's been very easy to back. Open the $2.75 favourite, now out to $4.80. Matt Calhoun, $5.50 into $5. Bit of money, Vampire Miss, 11 into 9. Triagonal's been 10 out to 13. Fighting Edge, 16 into 14. Cryostat, 16 out to 31, and Turf Draw is the rank outsider, $126 out to 151, just nibbled back into 126. But 320 and firm Big Jimmer, the movers, Bing's Dream, 10 into $4.60. And also a bit of money there at the longer odds for a Vampire Miss, 11 as big as 13, now 9, just 4 minutes away from the first of the day at Pakenham. We will be heading for a live broadcast of that race. It is the Superior Food Services Maiden Plate over the mile. Let's catch up with Neil Brown. He was very good to us once again last week. He's good at finding these specials and one of the absolute gurus. I know that one of his favourite races on the calendar will be taking place there at Sandown on Saturday night. Talking about it earlier on in the program, the great Reggie-Mite winning the first ever edition of the shootout. Neil Brown now joins us. Welcome to you, Brownie. Brings back some great memories, old Reggie-Mite taking out the first ever shootout.
Oh, one of my favourite winners of the race, David. We had a lot of Irish and English in that night, and I tipped Reggie to all of them. So they were absolutely wrapped. We got nice odds about him, and he won well. He's a terrific performer on the big stage for a long time, wasn't he?
Absolutely, and there was a bit of Irish flavour to him. He was, of course, by Barney's Alarm, and at that stage there was plenty of international stud dogs on the scene. Barney's Alarm, he was his real pin-up boy across here in Australia. Did a great job, Reggie-Mite. That is, of course, on Saturday night, and, of course, Melbourne Cup heats just around the corner. This program on Saturday night at Sandown, Neil's absolutely magnificent. A lot of the key players for those Melbourne Cup heats will be going around in preludes if they're not in the shootout.
Yes, traditionally been the case, David, is it the last chance for greyhounds to go round in the preludes and qualify for the Cup heats next Thursday night. And, of course, the highlight of the night is the shootout. Well, those greyhounds will be competing in the Cup heats. I think Big Energy can win from the red, David, to beat Alpha Zulu and Hector Frawley. We didn't have that much trouble putting them together. We had 13 nominations for the race, so that's the way I see it Saturday night, but it could go any which way. Hector's an interesting runner, isn't he, in the race?
Big time, yeah, after taking out the Hume Cup in very impressive fashion there at its most recent outing. Just 2 minutes to go until race number 1 of the day here at Pakenham Punters. Brownie, we might get through your first early quaddie for tonight, then we'll press pause, go to the first at Pakenham and come back and get your main quaddie and best bets. But let's kick it off with your early quaddie tonight.
Yeah, early quaddie, bit of a test for us tonight. Not a lot of form in the early quad. We've got 3 heats of a maiden series. So I've gone a bit wide in it. Race number 1, 4, 3, 6 and 8, Scotland Yard, I've got on top. Race number 2, 2, 6, 8, 1, Shake and Bake, my selection there to win. In race number 3, I've got House of Turbo on top, the check number 2 to beat 3, 7 and 4. And the distance race over the 718, Zohar Bar, pretty short at around $1.50 mark, David. It looks as though it's got a bit of class on them. I'm going to take 7, 4 and 1 to round out the early quad. So good luck, particularly with those maiden races, David.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Where it's now 28 minutes away from 11 o'clock. We're having a chat with Neil Brown, having a look at tonight's program at Sandown. We've had his early quaddie, 3, 4, 6, 8, leg 1, 1, 2, 6, 8, leg 2, 2, 3, 4, 7, leg 3, home with 1, 4 and 7. Now on to the main quaddie for tonight. Neil, first leg comes up at race number 5, 5:13 WA time, and Corborn Domino, an odds-on favourite here at $1.85. How are we playing this first leg?
I like 275. I've got Lottie Intention on top. I think it leads from the 2. Very consistent out of a box. It's got a good record here, 2 and 4 from 8 at Sandown. And I think she might be a lot harder for Corborn Domino to run down tonight. Solid win last week. Had the 2 alley then. It goes a bit harder out from box number 7 to haul in Lottie. And I think she can hang on tonight. And Ethanol War I'm going to take as well. Only had the 7 starts and placed in 6 of those, stepping up to the 595. Certainly a chance. So 2, 7 and 5 in the first league. Race number 6 here. I thought it was a pretty difficult race. Plenty of chances. 3, 1, 2 and 8 I'm going to take. Blistering Earth. Any low grade win at the Meadows last start. Led all the way from the 1 alley. This is a fairly open race. He gives it a chance. Number 1, One Last Kiss, slightly raced. Had the 5 starts at Angle Park for 3 wins. Nicely drawn in the 1, gives it a chance. I think 2 American Queen. Not much luck last start here in a non-penalty, and has won in reasonably good time at 29.57. Give it a chance. And Simply Stylish can be slow out, but its last 2 have been okay, so it's got a chance in an open race. 3, 1, 2, 8. Third leg of the quaddie over the 595, 7, 6, 1. Class to the 4 here, I think, Ailey Bale. She's a terrific chaser, classy performed greyhound. 4 and 2 from 11 over this track and distance. And don't like to draw that much tonight, but I think she might be able to overcome that with her ability. Triumph certainly right into this race as well from the 6, not the best of draws. Always races well here. He's had 3 wins, one in a really fast time of 33.95. Terrific run Saturday night out at the Meadows. He got home real strong, only to go down by length. And I think Louis' a chance off the red. Is well drawn, can come out, led all the way a couple of starts ago back here at Sandown and in a similar grade of race. So 7-6-1. Coming home in the last leg of the quaddie, I've gone 2, 6 and 3, David. I like Dundee Smoky, pretty keen about it. Looks the leader for mine. Slow beginners in 1 and 3. It races pretty consistently. Number 6, Isle of Rose, a newcomer to the Kel and Jackie Greeno kennel. She's 3 October wins at Winnie Park in good time. It's obviously got plenty of ability. It's 1-8 from 10. And number 3, Mapunga Smokies, an old campaigner, 1-3 from 6 here, and a fast run of 29.27 from Miss Alley, box number 3, so I'm throwing him in a chance. But I made Dundee Smoky our best bet of the night, shown about 380 at the minute. It's a pretty competitive race, but race 8, number 2, Dundee Smoky, I think he can lead and be very hard to run down, David. And he on a pretty tough program, I can only find the one sort of stand out at a bit of odds for us. Zohar Bale should win, but it's pretty short of $1.50. But good luck and good punting, and looking forward to that shootout on Saturday night. The big clash there, probably between the two on the inside, Big Energy and Alpha Zulu.
Going to be magnificent. Neil, as always, really appreciate your time here on Great Greys. Good luck to yourself and the club. There should be a tremendous night of chasing, both this evening, but in particular there Saturday night. Can't wait for it. All the very best. We'll chat next week.
Good on you, David. Talk to you then, mate.
This is your home of the greyhound good oil, Great Greys.
We head across the border and catch up with Sean Matheson to have a look at Angle Park for tonight, as well as Murray Bridge and Gawler over the weekend. Welcome to you, Sean. How's everything going in your neck of the woods over there in SA?
Hi, David. Yeah, great to be on the show again today. Yeah, going really good in SA. We've got a nice night for racing tonight. Good, strong fields, highlighted by the Group 3 Brian Johnson semi-finals. It's always a wonderful series and produces some really good winners. So, really looking forward to the racing. And, a lot of our feature racing just continues. So this will be a Group 3 series. And then going into next month, we've got many things like the Festival of Fire, which we introduced a couple of years ago for local greyhounds. So, again, the racing in SA is continuing to be really strong.
Indeed, and really looking for one of the highlights on this card tonight. I'll be looking forward to seeing the dog that Tex Walker's got a share in, Tex's Ear, going around in race number 4, steps up to the 595 metres again tonight, and looks to be a dog that's really screaming out for that extra ground. So it'll be one of the highlights. Great to see some of the footy stars over there in South Australia involved in greyhound ownership, and Tex Walker, fresh off a wonderful year with the Crows, is having some good success with this dog, Texas Ear. 8 starts for 1 win. It's had 5 placings, and I think you might find that it turns into a nice middle distance /stayer over the upcoming months. Let's get your best plays for tonight there at Angle Park. Sean, where are we having a bet?
Well, David, it's actually in that race. It's the first bet, race 4, and I'm with you, but not for tonight with Texas Ear. So I think in the future, I agree with you. He's a really progressive type, and he'll make a really nice middle distance dog for the Rawlings team and Tex Walker. But tonight, I'm actually looking at number 2, Bundy Baz, to get the win. Around that $394 quote. He's been quite good. He ran through the Lee Rogers series, ran second in the final of the Lee Rogers, ran third last week at Murray Bridge without a lot of luck, and got home really nicely at the end. He does step up to the 595 for the first time here, but he looks just the obvious leader in the race. And his last couple of performances at Murray Bridge and Angle Park, when he's led, he's been really hard to get past, and he's won. So I'm looking at him leading tonight. They'll definitely be coming at him late in the race, and I expect Texas Ear to be one of those charging home. But I just think he'll be able to just get enough of a break from his opposition and be really strong to the line.
All right, race 4, number 2, Bundy Baz, to kick things off tonight there at Angle Park. Second of your plays?
Second will be in race 6, and this is the first semi-final of the Brian Johnson series. Now, I like number 3, Buzz the Hustler here. He's on the second line of betting around that $2.80 mark with Footrot Fender drawn to his inside out of box 2, the favourite around even money. These two greyhounds have matched up over the last few months, going back to the Champion Puppy final back in July, where Footrot Fender got the better of Buzz the Hustler. But I think tonight, Buzz the Hustler, the form that he's in, he was desperately unlucky in his heat last week after a slow beginning in running second. Go back 4 runs ago, he did peel off a 30-42 win, beating Magical Mystique, who'll be favourite in the second semi-final. I think he just comes out a little bit better tonight, just be right on speed, and I think he can just prove too strong in the end. He's always been a dog that's a progressive type, and I just think he'll show his wares tonight and be really hard to beat.
Like it. Race 6, number 3, Buzz the Hustler. Dog that's put together an excellent winning strike rate in its career to date. Around that $3 mark. Looks a nice play. Race 6, number 3, Buzz the Hustler. And the third of your plays this evening there at Angle Park, Sean.
Third of the plays is a bit of a value play, and it's in race 8, and it's number 8, Miss Artemis for Ashley Griffiths. Now, her kennel is going amazingly well, so certainly have to fully respect anything that she produces at the racetrack. Miss Artemis, she's around the $9 mark, which I think is a really good each-way bet. Last start, she ran 6th behind Adhana Rico, the Gawler Cup winner. 2 starts ago, 3rd behind Dash of Blue, and defeated Max Rocker the start before. Bear in mind, they were over the middle distance. Does come back to the 530 metres here tonight, but there's only really a couple of speed options. The 2 Pink Confetti and the 5 Spring Flute, they come out. And I think as long as she gets out okay and just lands about midfield, she is really strong on the way home. So I'm looking for her just to get a position early, because I think she can, if she just can level up with some of the other slower types out of the boxes. And if that's the case, I think she'll find her way to the rails and really be charging home at the end. And at the $9, definitely think she's a winning chance and definitely a top 3 chance.
All right, so worth having a look at it. The price punters, race 8, number 8, the floss runner, Miss Artemis on an each-way basis. We move to Murray Bridge on Friday and Gawler on Sunday?
Yeah, so Murray Bridge tomorrow, race 7, number 1, Fenwick. David, we threw her out a couple of weeks ago for a Murray Bridge meeting, but she was scratched. She returns to racing here. Don't worry too much about her overall form. 664. She's got very, very good early speed over the 455. Last start, she was beaten after being checked when it looked like she was going to run to the front down the home straight when she ran 4th. She'll lead this race and she'll win. She'll probably be around even money, I think. But I think she'll just be too good for this opposition. So race 7, number 1 at Murray Bridge tomorrow. And then we go off to Gawler on Sunday night. And, what's a really, really tough program? I like race 11, number 5, Night Falcon here for Rob Harness. Again, his team's been going quite well of late. Comes to Gawler, was a really good third last start when showed a good acceleration mid-race to challenge the leaders and was 3 wide pretty much for the remainder of the event and ran a nice third. Go back only a couple of runs, went 22-28 at Murray Bridge over the 395. I think can handle a middle draw here and be really, really hard to beat.
Very nice. So in recap, Angle Park tonight, 4-2 Bundy Baz, 6-3 Buzz the Hustler, 8-8 each way Miss Artemis. Murray Bridge on Friday, race 7, number 1 Fenwick, and Gawler Sunday, race 11, number 5 Night Falcon. Outstanding as always from you, Sean. Tremendous to have your company on this Thursday. Have the best of weekends and look forward to our chat again next Thursday. Yeah, absolutely, David. Just a quick one before I go. A quick shout out just with Victor Damien, South Australia's superstar chaser with Kel Greeno and Jackie Greeno. Good luck to them in the heats, the preludes of the Melbourne Cup drawn 1. Was wonderful to see this dog return to racing only a week ago when it was a terrific performance, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do
with some consistency of racing.
Most definitely, yeah. Off the inside draw there on Saturday night at that stellar program from Sandown. Keep an eye out on the start, South Australian Victor Damien. Beautifully done, Sean. Chat next week.
Thanks for that, David. Talk then.
There we have it, Sean Matheson joining us with the latest, just 5 minutes away from our next race for broadcast here on TAB Radio. It is the benchmark of 58 at Grafton to kick off proceedings over the 2,220 metres. Really wide open betting affair here. Big hitter 440 to 350 at the head of the market. Delaney's Girl 4 into 370. Osaka Miss 4 into 390. She's Enough's 5 out to $6. Last not least, 750 out to 10. Ngozi 19 to 21 into the blue. Bit of specking at longer odds, 26 to 23. Similar for Fior the Tiger, 34 into 23. And Daneway, the outsider of the field, 34 into 26. Scratchings of 2 and 3. That is race number 1 there. 3 minutes 46 seconds away. The first of the day at Grafton. Let's get across to New South Wales though now and catch up with our great mate Simon Orchard to talk about all things New South Wales chasing. Simon, great to be with you on this Thursday. How's everything going in your world?
Things are going all right, Shorty. Behind the scenes, the kids are running amok, but that's what we love about it, right? Keeps you on your toes. Still trying to find a few winners while we do it, mate. So, yeah, everything going well. And looking forward to 2 heats of the middle distance race. We spoke about it last week, but it got washed out, Shorty. So they've been moved 2 weeks forward. The final next week worth $25,000. We've got a couple of new nominations, and it also helps the winner of the Bidgie Cup make the trip up to Dapto. So Tigalong Amy and Tigalong Ruby will be going around tonight as well. Of course, Tiger Jack, Shorty, which we know you've got a vested interest in, but also the likes of One Hot Bandit, Punters Bandit, and Cumbria Kid coming out of the $1 Million Chase final as well. So still some crackerjack fields, and then we've got the Casino Cup heats tomorrow. 6 of them, Shorty, which is awesome to see because you never know what sort of nominations you're going to get, but we've got 6 of the best going around at Casino tomorrow. Big couple of days of chasing coming up.
Yeah, big time, and that is great to see these country clubs have such good nomination for their feature races on the way through. That'll be a highlight of chasing in New South Wales over the next couple of days there at Casino. Speaking of that program at Dapto tonight, let's see if we can't find a winner or two for the punters. Who do you like?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Hopefully race 5, number 4, Little Hype, can get up. Look, we're taking the favourite on. I think the favourite in the race is going to be pretty hard to beat. Fred Flynn went 16.94 last week, but I like Little Hype. Got a PB of 17.08. Look, box 6 isn't perfect. Probably wants the inside, but I just have a feeling that maybe the one Taco High Tiger could get in the way of Fred Flynn a bit. It might open up for Little Hype. It's been pretty consistent around the track and trip. 6 starts, I think, for 3 wins and 3 minors as well, and I reckon it's just a dog on the improve. So 5-4 Little Hype's a bit of value there. If you want to have a play in the middle distance races, I can't talk you past One Hot Bandit. So that's race 7, number 4. We mentioned it last week. Trialled the house down, spare box to the outside, so a bit more galloping room. Look, Father Rick is an interesting one. At its absolute best, 34.07 would win the race, but almost 4 years old. So I think maybe Bess is in the rearview mirror. So One Hot Bandit coming out of box 4. Think can get the chockies there. And then in race 8, the second of the heats, we're going to go with the other bandit, Punters Bandit, who been a pretty consistent greyhound for the best part of 12 months, maybe even 18 months. Last year, the Indian Trody Lord Kennels dominated this race, and looking forward to Punters Bandit doing that again tonight. So there's 3 for you at Dapto. If you want to have a play at Gunnedah later today, race 4, number 3 is the tip there. So that's race 4, number 3 at Gunnedah. I'm just double-checking, Shorty, the Goulburn Mail to see if this dog has run yet. It hasn't. So if you go to race 9, number 1, Spring Aura at Goulburn in about 45 minutes' time, if you're listening right now. Scotty Board was on a show with me this morning, gave it a really good push. So race 9, number 1, Spring Aura, one of the best at Goulburn this afternoon as well.
Beautifully done there, having a look around the grounds. We're not too far away from race number 1 here at Grafton. Got about 35 seconds to get your bets on there. Punters, Casino or Wenny Park, Saturday night. Anything there for the punters, Simon?
Yeah, look, really good dog by the name of Magistrate going around in the 5th heat of the Casino Cup. So it's race 10, number 3, Magistrate. Comes up against Nangar Lucy, so that's going to be a race in itself. But I just love this dog for Greg Stella. I think it's got over $300,000 in prize money. It's won 22 of its 44 starts. So race 10, number 3, Magistrate. I think you can do worse than having a little play on it tomorrow in the Casino Cup heats. And there's a dog by the name of Spring Meteor going around for the boards on Saturday. Tough race, but I think it could run a good race, Spring Meteor. So that's probably the play of Wenty Park on Saturday night. There's a couple of shorties that I've seen pop up already, but I think maybe Spring Meteor, one of the better ones running around Wenty Park Saturday.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
Where it's now 7 minutes away from 11. Just in recap too, with Simon Orchard's tips there, if you missed them on the way through, Dapto race 5, number 6, Little Hype, race 7, number 4, One Hot Bandit, race 8, number 8, Punters Bandit. For Gunnedah today, race 4, number 3, Golden Jacket. Goulburn today, race 9, number 1, Spring Aura. Casino Friday, race 10, number 3, Magistrate. And Wentworth Park Saturday, race 3, number 7, Spring Meteor. They are the thoughts of Simon Orchard. We'll have them all, of course, on the Tab Touch blog in the next couple of hours. If you've missed any of these, just head to the Tab Touch blog. It'll all be there, typed out and ready to go for you. Let's catch up now with the Shane Train. Get his thoughts for chasing here for Mandurah Thursday and Friday, Cannington Saturday, and his kennel mail. Welcome to you, Train.
Good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners.
Bit of excitement building in the camp. Keshi Boom going around again there on Saturday in the champion filly. She's come up very short in the market.
Yeah, deep into the Tommy sauce, Shorty, as we've discussed off air. And, no, I think she'll be hard to beat, Shorty, if she turns up anywhere like she was last start. And I'm actually heading down the highway today, Shorty. Got one in our Dish Liquors Syndicate, Lost City, race 3, number 13. All the dog boys are in that one, so we'll go down there and cheer her on too, Shorty.
How are you expecting it to go today?
Yeah, I think she'll be very hard to beat. Her trial was really good. Willie Pike, Gene A. Williams is a lethal combination, as we know, Shorty.
Yeah, that's the truth. All good luck there to yourself and a few of the other greyhound trainers that are involved with a Lost City today. Good chasing to look forward to. Great to have Mandurah back. It's come up really well. Tremendous program tonight. And Mandurah Cup heats on Friday night are superb as well.
Yeah, I think really good, Shorty. 4 heats. I think that's good. I always like 4 heats or 8 heats, Shorty. I'm not a fan of these 5 and 6 heats, and the quickest third gets in and that. I think it's just fairer and easier when there's 4 or 8 heats, and they're outstanding heats too. There's some young guns on the way through and some old dogs looking to get back into form.
Indeed. Let's get your thoughts. Find a winner or two tonight. Who are we having a bet on down there at Mandurah?
Yeah, going to kick it off. A lot of cherries tonight, Shorty. Going to kick it off race 5, number 1, Sequential. It's the dog we tipped last week, trained by Damien Credelli. He's second up from a bit of a break up to 400 metres. Just got that good burn. Obviously, Damien trialled there last week, so this dog will be probably having its third look there now, and I think it'll be very hard to beat Shorty off the cherry. Race 5, number 1, Sequential. Then we'll go over to race 10, number 1, Abbey Keeping, dog trained by Brad Cook. 13 starts, 5 wins, 7 placings off the cherry. Shorty loves it, and it's always there and about. So 2 for me tonight, 5-1 and 10-1.
5-1, 10-1 for the train tonight. On to Mandurah Friday.
Yeah, Mandurah Friday. I'm going to get stuck into these cup heats, Shorty. Going to kick it off race 4, number 1, Nangar Bubbles. Look, I think it's a little bit stiff last week. It bumped into a real heavy track, Shorty, and the dog's not known for its strength at the back end of its races. And it's probably one that got away there, I think, last week, Nangar Bubbles. But I'm going to tip it tonight, Shorty, as long as it's come through that run okay. It's got a wide runner in 2, and it's got really good speed. And I can see it setting up a real big break, Shorty, race 4, number 1, Nangar Bubbles. And then we'll go over to race 6, number 1. And I'm glad she's not listening, Shorty, because as we know, the bad juju for Jay, she's actually away fishing. And young Gemma's been looking after Eugenius for the week, so she's out of reception. She can't hear me say this, but I'm going to tip this dog, Shorty. He's won his last 4 straight. He's got the red. He's got a wide runner in 3. And he had a really nice trial there, Shorty. So I know he's up against it. He's up in grade and whatnot, but he's going really good, the dog, and he's got the box advantage over a lot of its rivals. So the 2 for me on Friday night, mate, are 4-1 and 6-1.
Pair of red runners again there Friday night, and that's the same recipe Saturday night out there at Cannington.
Yeah, absolutely, Shorty. Race 4, number 1, Malfetta Cruise. This is the next that are behind Granite Song, dogs like Rip and Tomahawk, Rip and Sheen. The brood bitch has been a real good producer, Shorty, and these are by Zach Manelli, and I think they're just starting to hit their straps. And Nick's got a good one in Malfetta Cruise, Shorty. I think he'll relish the 1 box. I think I've seen 240 early with Tab Touch. I think that's a fairly good price. So race 4, number 1, Malfetta Cruise, and then we'll mosey on to race 10, number 1, My Anarchy Boy, Shorty, dog trained by Adam Smithson. he really hasn't put a foot wrong since he's come over from Victoria. If he hasn't been winning, he's been running placings, and he's going to get every chance from that draw on Saturday night. So 4-1 and 10-1 on Saturday, mate.
4-1, 10-1 for the train there on Saturday. And a couple from your kennel to follow. We go to the program at Cannington on Monday. One of these in particular has been racing so consistently, running a pile of placings and looks to have its paw on the till. Comes up with box number 1 there on Monday.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've sort of had any confidence, Shorty. We got a winner last night, which was good. Been out of the winners list for a couple of weeks now. Dogs are running okay. They just lack that ability to be competitive in the city novices and that. And I've elected to drop Little Lorelei back to a country novice on Saturday, Shorty. She went around last night. She's pulled up fine. She got beat in 29.50 last night, but she's more a 30-30, 30-20 dog, and she's going to get every chance on Monday from the one box. She's got good speed. She loves the rail, and yeah, I think she'll be very hard to beat. And also thought Speedy Genie. She found one better last night as well. She's out where she wants to be, and again, there doesn't seem to be a lot of speed in that race, and she's a dog that sort of, if she gets on the arm, she can sort of dictate out in front. So I'm pretty confident on Monday we can have a good day, Shorty, and hopefully one, if not both of them, can get the job done for the punters out there.
Excellent work. Race 4, number 1, Little Lorelei. Race 6, number 8, Speedy Genie, the best of the kennel mail train. Appreciate your time as always. Enjoy your day at the races. Go Lost City.
Go Keshi as well, mate. Good luck.
Indeed, there we have it. The Shane Train Williams joining us to round out the program for this Thursday. Thought it was a fairly tricky card tonight there at Mandurah. A couple of bets. Race 4, number 7, Blast of Irish on an each-way basis should run well. Race 6, I thought there was not much between 4, Luke's Cole, and 6 On the Bogan. They both look well placed. Race number 8, number 5, Sunset Callisto. 2 of its last 3 have been really good. It should run well as well. That's the latest, and that is it for us here on this Thursday morning for Great GREYS. Thanks so much, as always, for your company. All of the tips and, of course, a copy of the podcast from today will, of course, be on the Tab Touch blog if you're looking to that later on today. And, of course, don't forget semi-finals of the World Cup cricket later on today. Good luck to the Aussies. Let's hope they can get the job done there against South Africa. Matty McDermott, thanks as always for your outstanding work there in the studio. Enjoy the remainder of your Thursday. Punters, many winners.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.